Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here, and today we're going to talk about 15 kind of side characters, guest characters in Doctor Who that I feel like really shine in the role and really bring something to the role and really bring something to the story. That makes more sense. 15 characters that kind of bring something to the story. They're memorable. I like them. I think about them. I go, they're one of the reasons I like that story. Now, some of these will be kind of side characters that, you know, in other hands, maybe if they hadn't been written as well or performed as well, they would have been a little forgettable. They would have just kind of been there. But there are some of these that are more major characters. But some of them, like I said, it's just these little things that just got that little extra. Maybe it's the writing, maybe it's the performing, maybe it's both. But they're just characters that stick in my head and help me appreciate a story better. Number one on the list is I think it's the conductor or the engineer from Mummy on the Orient Express, the other guy who survives at the end. Then the doctor even offers to let him come with him. I can't remember his name. There's going to be a lot of I can't remember their names on this list. You guys know how I am with names. But I like that guy. I like the way he's written. I like the performance. He's very memorable in what is already a great story. I love Mummy on the Orient Express. It's a fantastic serial. I really enjoy it. And he just adds a bit to it. I just like him. He seems a little quirky, kind of like the Doctor himself. And he just adds a little punch to the story for me. Next on the list is the King from the Time Monster. I love the King from the Time Monster. This is the character that gave me the idea to make this list. I was thinking about the King from the Time Monster and how much that guy's awesome. He is awesome. Again, the performance, the writing. I love that bit when the Master tries to hypnotize him and the King just goes, just laughs at him. And the Master says something like, well, if you don't do as I ask, I won't tell you anything. The King's just like, you haven't told me anything yet anyway. He's savage. The King is savage. I really hated when the King got killed because he was such a cool character. I really, really liked him. Just the fact that he even had the Master beat mentally, really. That's just... I know a lot of people have problems with the Time Monster, and even some of the effects are a bit naffed in it. But it's still a nice story. I like it, and the King is one of the reasons I like it. Ingrid Pitt is also one of the reasons I like it. Ingrid Pitt's costume designer is also one of the reasons I like it. But that King is awesome. I even put the King above Ingrid Pitt's costume designer, and that's saying something. Next on the list is Peter Miles. Pretty much any time he shows up in Doctor Who, I love Peter Miles in Doctor Who. Invasion of the Dinosaurs, the Silurians, Paradise of Death. But specifically, I'm talking about him in Genesis. Him in Genesis as Niter is so good. It is so memorable. Again, you have what's already an amazing Doctor Who story with amazing performances from Sarah, from Tom Baker as the Doctor, from Michael Wisher as Davros. But Peter Miles just adds so much to it with Niter. The way he performs Niter, something about his voice too. Peter Miles just has an amazing voice for playing that kind of character. But I mean, everybody knows the parallels that were being made with the Daleks, who they were a reflection of in real life, of course, the Germans from World War II. And if you never caught on to that before, you really get it with Peter Miles. The clipped way he has of speaking, the way he clicks his heels and turns, that very rigid military bearing, really hammers that home, I feel like. And Peter Miles just does such a good job with that performance that I feel like it can't be overstated. Next on the list is the woman from Partners in Crime, the bad woman, the blonde, the nanny. I can't remember if it's Miss Wormwood, Miss Wormtongue. I forget her name. I think I'm mixing her up with a character from Sarah Jane Adventures, maybe. But I like her. I love that bit when the Doctor's like, she won't be able to follow us unless she has a sonic device too, and it shows her using the pen. Just something about her. The way the actress plays the role, again, in that very emotionless, rigid way that is just so well done. So well done. And I feel like she just, again, makes the character memorable and she really stands out in the story. Next is Next, there's actually, it's going to be one story, but I'm going to talk about three people. We're going to talk about the Web of Fear. And I love the driver. The guy who's always like, I'm just the driver, not supposed to be here, you know. I like that guy, because all he wants to do is get the heck out of there. Now, I also want to talk about Captain Rex, because I think it's Captain Rex, isn't that his name? The one who gets killed. I like Captain Rex. Every time I watch it, I hate when he dies. He's a cool character, and I wish he would have survived so we could have had him in future stories. And then also, there was somebody else. Oh, Staff, the Staff Sergeant. I like Staff, the actor playing Staff. Because Staff seems like, you know, as you're watching through the story, especially watching it for the first time, he comes across as the one that knows what's going on, the kind of workhorse of the group, you know, the common sense one, the one who's been around a few times, and he can explain kind of what they need to do there. I like Staff. The guy playing Staff's really good. All three of those are memorable characters, but my favorite's got to be the driver, because he just doesn't want to be there. He's just trying to get away. And the actor playing it, a lot of it's his facial expressions and his voice. It's just amusing to me. I find him a bit of the comic relief of the story. And to be fair, that's me in that situation. Like, you know, if we're in this situation of the Web of Fear, I'm him. I'm the driver. I'm right there. I'm just the driver, not supposed to be here, you know. I'm just trying to get out of there. That's totally me. People are like, I would be the doctor in that situation, or the brigadier. I'm like, nah, I'm the driver. That's totally me. I'm just ready to book out of there. And I find all three of those characters memorable in a story that's already memorable for a multitude of reasons. But the driver especially just stands out to me every time I watch it. Next is the captain from Terror of the Vervoids, the one that knows the doctor previously. Because I love the fact this whole time I kind of get this sense of he's like, oh no, the doctor again. Maybe part of it's in my head, but it's like he sees the doctor and he just expects something to go wrong. Oh God, it's the doctor again. And then one of us officers is like, by the way, something's wrong. Of course it is. And you just look at the doctor like you're responsible for this somehow, aren't you? I just love that. You ever had like that, one of those friends where you're like, oh crap. I mean, he's a little brighter by the end of it when they figured everything out, but I just love his reaction to the doctor being back. He's just kind of like, And I like the fact that he already knows the doctor. It's kind of neat to see the doctor when he stumbles into people who know him from previous adventures, like Churchill already knowing the doctor. I like things like that. But I still love the fact that Captain, like, he knows him, but part of him knowing him makes him a little wary, like, you're the doctor? You're the doctor. Maybe some of that's just in my head, but I love it. I totally love it. Next is Kato Mara. Anytime Kato Mara shows up. I love her in Mark of the Rani. I love her in Time of the Rani. Because she just looks like she's having a blast. Especially in Time of the Rani. Anyone who tells me they don't like Time of the Rani, I'm like, just go enjoy it for Kate's performance. Because she looks like she's having the time of her life. I mean, she just got back from working on Dynasty for a couple years. I think she famously told J&T, put me in a quarry somewhere. She just looks like she's having fun with it. She's playing it a little over the top, but in a very fun and acceptable way. And she just looks like she's having a good time. Kato Mara always adds to the story when she shows up. Same thing with Dimensions in Time. It might not be the best in the world, but she's great in it. Like, she understands the script, you know. She knows what she's doing there. She understands the assignment. Oh, next on the list is the guy from Delta and the Bannerman who runs the camp. Is it like Bertram or something like that? I don't remember his name. I love that guy. Now, you guys know, if you watch my channel or not, I'm not overly fond of Delta and the Bannerman. It's one of my least favorite classic Who stories. But I also maintain there are things I like about it. Like Riley, for example. I think Riley's cool. But I love the guy who runs the camp with like the bald head and the glasses. He's awesome. The guy playing him, I just love how, I don't remember his name. I'm just going to call him Bertram. I love that Bertram is always like, just so enthusiastic about it. I mean, once they kind of prove it to him that everything's going on, which is pretty easy, he's like, all right, what do we do? I love him. He's always one of the parts of the story that whenever he's on screen, I'm always grinning. because he just looks like he's having such a good time. Also, I didn't write this down, but I want to mention this while I'm here. The beekeeper. As an extra, love the beekeeper in this story too. The guy playing the beekeeper is great. And I love the fan theories that he's a kind of a retired Time Lord, kind of like Professor Chronosis. I know a lot of people kind of think of him as a retired Time Lord because he does have that kind of eccentricity to him. Comes across as a bit eccentric. And I like that theory. But either way, I like him as a character. He's fun. I like the fact he doesn't mind all the honey. He's just chill. That guy is so chill. So I got to give a shout out to him too. Next is Malcolm from Planet of the Dead. I like Osgood and all, but Malcolm's hilarious. Like, I'm guessing that guy is a comedian in real life. Malcolm's just funny. I like Planet of the Dead. It's my favorite of the Tennant specials. I feel like David Tennant and the actress who plays, whose name? Michelle Ryan, I think. They have good chemistry together. They work really well. But Malcolm's just hilarious in that. I liked Malcolm. He's part of the reason why that's my favorite of the specials. He's absolutely hilarious how he plays it. Next on the list is Duggan from City of Death. Love Duggan. Duggan could have come back in an episode and been a companion. He's just awesome. I mean, I know a lot of people might think he's a bit one note, but I think that's part of his charm. You've got to stop punching people while I'm trying to talk to them. But that ends up being what saves the day, as that might be the most important punch in history. Bye-bye, Duggan. I like Duggan. He's just hilarious. And how he's just kind of rolling with everything, even though you kind of get the impression he doesn't understand everything that's going on. And the actor who played Duggan, I know, has at least been in one of the audios, because he's in Paradox Planet, the Fourth Doctor audio, playing a different character. But I like Duggan a lot. He's one of the reasons why I love City of Death as much as I do. Next on the list is Jago from Talons of Wing Chiang. He's just, again, he's a personality. Now, Lightfoot too. I do like Lightfoot. But Jago is just such a personality. He's hilarious. You won't stop me. I'm the Rock of Gibraltar. And the Doctor's like, come on, Rock of Gibraltar. Again, I like how quirky Jago is. And I think Christopher Benjamin is such a good actor because I like how he plays Sir Keith and Jago so differently that it's hard to believe it's the same actor. And I love that we had him back in Unicorn and the Wasp too. I'm so glad we had Christopher Benjamin in the modern series. And I'm so glad that Christopher and Trevor both got to have the Jago and Lightfoot spinoff in Big Finish Audio before they passed. That's awesome. I love that. But just Jago, he just adds to, again, what's already a good story. I love that he's such a personality for the story. And how Jago and Lightfoot are so different and how that works for a duo for them. Like, I like the idea of them solving mysteries together when they're definitely very different personalities. That's interesting to me. Next on the list is the Highwayman from The Visitation. I love that guy. It's funny because I think the actor who played that role didn't really care for that role. But he's great in it. His voice, just something about his voice, is just magnanimous to me. Maybe I think I'm using that right. I don't know if I'm using that right. But it's just I don't know. It's just got a quality to it I like. And then just the character and the writing. Again, I would have liked to have seen him come back for future stories because he just, once again, he takes a story that, I think The Visitation is good. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's like A-tier Doctor Who, but it's solid B-tier Doctor Who. And he's part of the reason why it's in that B-tier. He kind of just elevates the material a little more. I really like him. Next is, I can't remember if it's the Collector or the Gatherer or whatever he's called from the Sunmakers. Not the measly guy like this. Though that guy's great. The guy playing this guy is good. But it's the other guy, his subordinate. The one who talks like this and intones and thinks he's a lot smarter than he is. He thinks it's like a conspiracy by the Ajax. That guy. He's awesome. He's hilarious. I mean, he's playing it a bit camp. Let's be honest. He's playing it a bit camp. But it's hilarious. And I like the fact that he comes across as this person who is, you almost feel like he was born into this position, like he inherited this position, because he doesn't seem like he's as smart as he thinks he is. And he feels like he's full of hot air. Like if you poked him with a needle, he would just completely deflate, because he's just completely filled with hot air. And, you know, he's nowhere near as smart as he thinks he is. And having just rewatched the Sunmakers recently, I just love his performance. I mean, I love the Sunmakers in general. There's a lot of good things going on in the Sunmakers to me. It's wonderful satire. It's Bob Holmes. You guys know I love me some Bob Holmes. But he just adds, again, a little more to it. I just like the way he played that character. It amuses me. It adds a little humor to the story for me. And then we have Chase and Scorby from the Seeds of Doom. I had to do both because I love Chase and Scorby. Again, you're taking what's already a great story, and you have these two characters that are just perfect casting. The guy playing Chase, he's doing it a bit ham, but it's like that perfect level of ham for the role. Because this guy who just likes plants more than people, and that just kind of grows over the course of the story more and more. And it's just that perfect level of ham for it. And then you have Scorby, who just, again, John just plays that perfectly. He sticks in your mind. You remember him. He's one of those villains you love to hate him. You're like, I hate that guy. He's doing this perfectly. And so when you actually see Scorby get his comeuppance, because he didn't listen to the doctor, he could have lived, but he took the coward's way out and ran. But when you see him get his comeuppance, you're like, yeah. But there is that part of you that's like, rats, he was good. I hate that there's not going to be any more of him in this episode. John just played that role really, really well. And they're both, again, just two parts that add to an already magnificent story. And then the last one on the list is, I don't remember her name, but it's the girl from the God Complex that has, her and the 11th Doctor are almost a little flirty. Like they get on really well. And you get the impression she'd have made a great companion. One, the character's written well, but the performance from the actress playing her, she's great. I'd love to see her return to Doctor Who, either as a companion or just as another guest character, because Doctor Who does that, where they reuse actors, of course. I liked her. I thought she was really good. And I'm not a big fan of the God Complex story-wise. I do think it's executed really well on screen. But she is a highlight of that episode, to the point to where that when she dies, I feel it emotionally. I feel the loss because I liked her character. It still thinks it's a little odd how she died, almost like it's some kind of heroic, but it's really not. The doctor just needs to go save her. I don't like that she died because I liked her character and I liked the rapport between her and the doctor. They clicked really well together. They had good banter. And the fact that it makes an impression on me, even though I've only watched the God Complex 2 or 3 times. It's not a story I'm fond of. Even though, again, I think it's executed really well. The camera angles and all that are done really well. The fact that she sticks in my head, that's a good actor. That's a good performance. So I really liked her a lot. So that's kind of 15-ish characters that really kind of stick out and elevate stories for me. You know, mostly side characters that just kind of enhance the episodes they're in. I want to know what you think of this list and maybe some other characters that stick out for you. Comment down below and let's talk about it. Don't forget to click the like button, the subscribe button, all that fun stuff. Links to the Patreon are down there. I want to give a shout out to some of my top tier patrons, Perkins, Colin Coney, Androzani Major, and Unknown289. I appreciate their support, as I do the support of all of my patrons. It's very much appreciated. My P.O. box is down there if there's anything you'd like to send me to look at and review. I'd love if anybody, maybe as an early Christmas present, wanted to send Series 2 of Blake 7. Although if you do, give me a heads up so I can take it off of the wish list. Because I just can't quite swing that right now with the brand new mortgage. And would love to get that. I also have a link to the Amazon wish list, the Amazon UK wish list. That's up there. I think that's actually on the UK one. And most importantly, thank you for watching. Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here, and today I'm going to talk about basically smaller characters in Doctor Who. Well, typically, not all of them, but these kind of I don't even want to say background. I can't really think of how to phrase it. Let's try that again. Hey guys, Prowl 1701.